San Antonio! Welcome to All Things San Antonio podcast with your host and favorite realtor, Brad Burns, and
your co-host and second favorite realtor, Ken Carter. And we are here with a good friend of mine from way back when, Raina McDonald with Candy Clouds.
Thank you. Yes. Hi.
Hi, how you doing? So this is exciting. We love bringing artists on, people that come on and make things and doing different things. But the first thing that we always like to do is kind of start off with an origin story.
Okay.
You know, like I'm a retired military dependent, not active duty, but my dad was military. That's what brought me to San Antonio. Brad is born and raised here. So how'd you get to San Antonio? Tell us your backstory.
Yes, absolutely. Oh man, there's a lot to
This is all about you.
Thank you. Well, let's start with where I came from. So I was born and raised in the Bay Area, so Vallejo, California, which will make a lot of sense later when you hear some of the language coming out of my mouth. But essentially, I made it to my family. My dad and my mom both have ginormous families. So I would go every summer and I would get sucked into the island life. So I lived in Guam actually for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And so prior to moving to San Antonio...
Which I know that means you're Chamorro.
Chamorro, that's correct.
Yes.
Chamorro, Irish, and Mexican.
There
That's
you go.
A crazy mix. That's where the McDonald comes from, by the way. Everybody's like, I thought you weren't married. And I'm like, Anyway, so yeah, that's where it comes from, guys. So then...
Long live the Irish.
Yes, absolutely. Well, after I left California, like I said, I would go back and forth to Guam. The last time I lived in Guam was right when I had my kids. My sister actually met a guy that was originally from San Antonio, and he was in the military. His family all moved out there. They all married Chamorro women. And so I came to San Antonio, I think it was like 2000 for an event. I was at the time the college president, and so I went out to this event in Atlanta. Ooh, my voice is shaking. It's exciting. So anyways, I ended up loving San Antonio. I went down to the Riverwalk. I ate chachos at the time. It was like the big thing.
Oh, yeah, chachos. Yeah. That was, man.
they opened back up.
Did they?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
The gang warfare starts up.
That's hilarious. So I was like, oh my gosh, they have like these Slurpee machines with margaritas. I want to move to San Antonio.
And those are strong ass margaritas.
Oh, they are super strong. So honestly, San Antonio just had like a really cool vibe, like going down in the Riverwalk. I went to that Polyesters back in the day, and I was like, oh my God, they even have a 3-story club here. So anyways, think about it. I came from Guam, and that was like 5 years not living in the States. And so trust me, things like Target were like exciting for me. So long story short, I like I said, I just came to visit, and I ended up moving out here like a year later. And I started working at places like Sprint. And then eventually, there's a couple of people that were talking about rack space out of Sprint. And ironically, I was dating this guy at the time that was going to ITG Tech, and he was like, oh, you should go to Rackspace. And I'm like, whatever, I don't know anything but Hotmail at the time. And so I just ended up trying it out, and honestly, this is really what started, Candy Clouds, to be honest with you, because working at Rackspace, I mean, think about it, like I had the privilege working with, your team. We were in the partner side and worked with guys like Chris Raja, Khalid Safori, and you name it. So
I was talking about I'm a college dropout at the end of the day, and like a lot of Rackspace in that time.
Yes,
it really was like a business education they did a great job of, and we talk about systems and process. Like I was just thinking, my background before starting at Rackspace, I got a job at Rackspace because I sold beepers.
Okay.
But it was a business model kind of thing. And so I ended up selling email. But it was like, Rackspace was great at being that, for San Antonio, taking a...
They used to hire janitors
well,
and give people opportunities.
San Antonio it was always a blue collar kind of... We weren't a known as a college educated town at that point and everything. And they took people from just sales jobs, Gateway Computers, Sprint, and taught them business and stuff. And we've got great friends now that came from that era.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, part of what fascinated me was Khalid and how much he just had this charisma with a lot of people. But I noticed that he would, pick people that he would go to, like a juice bar. We had Digiboost actually had several people that he would just see every day and just notice and recognize, like, man, they're great at customer service. I bet, they would be great here. So, yeah, that's really what it was. Honestly, like I said, I'm like you, I did not have a college degree. As a matter of fact, when I moved to San Antonio, I was on food stamps and welfare. I lived in my sister's little office, just me and the 2 kids. We even had our own little tree. But man, it's been a crazy road. So, for me, I think I just had a good way of, making friends and talking to people and learning. But when I went to Rackspace, that was so intimidating. I'm telling you, thinking about, servers and DR and all these other crazy things. But
that's disaster recovery.
By the way, I'm still super surprised that I even know all this stuff this day.
The greatest thing that we used to say was like, that's a great question. I've got somebody who's really good at answering those questions, and then get that technical
the SE,
the SE, bring on a solution, a technical guy on there, because I didn't know shit when it comes to computers. I still don't.
I mean, honestly, like
a little bit.
Well, things have changed. As you know, technology is constantly changing. I did get to a technology company not too long ago, maybe about 2 years ago, and definitely a lot has been changing, but still the same thing as, our priorities, security, uptime, and you name it. So anyways, how did I get into tech and now selling pipes? Well, that's honestly, I don't even know how to say it other than, I had the best experience as far as being in tech. By the way, I went through, 5 different companies after leaving Rackspace. And it was just kind of one of those revolving doors, and things changed all the time. New management, so it was always one of those things that, you never knew what was going to happen. So a lot of us been blindsided from layoffs and things like that. So that's really what it came down to, that I really just wanted to do something that was, one, I knew that there was a gap in the market, right? You go to all these smoke shops, you can tell that it's really, there's no fashion to it. You just go and there's just rows of vapes and you name it. So
it's the same kind of merchandise that's been sold there for the last 50 years.
The Rick and Morty stuff. And
fake cigarettes.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. It's like, you're right. Actually, a lot of this stuff has been around for quite some time. So anyways, I really just wanted to, I grew up in California. I grew up in Guam. So smoking was just kind of like the culture, And then when it was legal in California, it's now legal in Guam too. But things just kind of changed. And so as, San Antonio started picking up on that loophole with the THCA, that's kind of where everything started booming. And I got a little bit of funding. And so I ended up just buying my first, and honestly, it's really just started just buying cute things that I knew girls would like. Yeah. Women, sorry, not girls.
We approve of saying girls.
Okay. Well, women, you have to be 18 and up, 21 and over. So I went to a market. It was at like some vegan restaurant, and I think there was like 3 of us there, and I was like, I'm just going to test it out. And so within literally 2 hours, I sold like $300 worth of products. People were going crazy. So then I went to the next market and the next market, and honestly, I personally did not know how like fast it was going to grow. And so by that time, I had people just reaching out to me like, hey, do you guys sell to stores? I had this one friend of mine, Sydney. She was in the industry, but she was just a follower, and she had reached out and she was like, hey, I'm hitting up all these smoke shops. This is my day job. Would you, I'm happy to show them your products and see if they'd be interested. And literally she got me into like the first 9 stores, and then from there it just started growing. The crazy thing though, man, it's not easy. It's not, It takes a long time. There's a lot of work and love that goes into it. But it is very therapeutic. People love it. I mean, as you get, we talked about, there's just really no kind of fashion in it in the smoking industry. But yeah, so that's really where I started, how I started. I just felt like it was time for me to venture out. At the time, my son got really sick. So, when you asked me to be on the show, I was like, man, is this a good time to do it? Because, I'm probably the brokest business owner you'll ever meet.
There's a lot of us out there.
But yeah, man.
Everyone thinks business owners have a ton of money. That's like all of it's usually wrapped up back in the business.
Yeah, no, and it's true. It's like, do I want to go buy eyeliner or do I want to just, get my next piece and, make art out of it? So yeah, honestly, I shop at like the Goodwill nowadays, and I'm pretty low key. Yeah. So life is definitely different than Rackspace, but I think the most important thing that really got me to look at the perspective of what I was doing, right? Because as my son was going through this sickness, the people that would come to my table and the shoppers, they were all younger adults, of course, but all of them were suffering from, a lot of them were suffering from mental health illnesses. And so I just started to be open about some of the challenges we were going through. I mean, me as a single mom, it was really tough to, raise two kids at that, and juggling a career. So the next, I guess, chapter of Candy Clouds is really to, I guess, give them the alternatives to healing and trying to get through mental health, because as I was going through this challenge with my son, there was really not many resources out there that are available for mental health, people going through that stuff. And even having insurance, I was calling hundreds and hundreds of people to find like exactly what he needed, the type of help. And even at that, it's just, they're just going through processes, and, bless their heart. I know a lot of the people in that industry, it's tough because there's not many of them. And then, there's not enough time to really sit down and help. So part of why I brought that up was because, as Candy Clouds was blowing up, no one really knew my son was in and out of the hospital, and we dealt with a lot. And not to mention, I didn't know how to explain it to them that this is what we were going through, because there's times that I just like, for now, this is the first time people are probably hearing from me in probably over a year now. And it really was because I had to take a step back. So thank you, for one, for getting me back into it. Wasn't getting back. I still had a lot of, custom orders that I did on the side. Yeah. So Candy Clouds was always there. I just haven't really done any markets, or I haven't sold to any of the stores yet, because I'm just trying to catch my breath now. So back in tech, by the way. Mm-hmm. And like I said, we literally lost everything. And so you're calling me at a time where I'm like, okay, I'm above water now and I'm ready to get back into Candy Clouds. But I think this time around, I really want to put a lot of focus into the mental health aspect. I have a friend who's a huge skater. She started skating about a year or two ago. That was part of my healing, is getting out and skating and being outside. We have you met the other day at Chiba Hut, a good group of musician friends that do reggae music. And so part of the reggae scene is, we're not too flashy, so you don't really hear about them, but man, they're amazing artists. But that's part of what I did to heal, is just get out there and dance and be around like good vibes and listen to good music. And we camped a lot. So
and y'all are part of a festival that they're going to do.
Yes,
coming up.
Absolutely. So I'm helping Sergeant Remo. That's the name of the local reggae artist. He actually was in the newspaper a couple of times. He's a professor over at the SAC. SAC. And so he has an event every year. It's called Sergeant Remo Fest, and it's basically a festival of 10 different artists from, throughout San Antonio, and even people like international coming from Jamaica just to play at this event. And so that'll be September 20th, and there's camping as well. So yeah, man, that's really, honestly, it's been tough. And I honestly don't know how I even survived this, but I will say that getting out there, doing my business, having something to look forward to, and be proud of, is just really what kept me alive, because it's been a crazy road.
Well, you're not just making pipes and things like that, because your earrings.
Yes, I make jewelry. So this is all plants from. As a matter of fact, there's several different people that have like hemp farms, and I think you have a friend as well. So they just throw away these plants, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I need that for my art. So I'll just make necklaces like this, earrings. They're part of the pieces that I make. I just add them.
Oh, those are actual.
They're all real. You can't smoke them.
That's not the part to smoke.
No, that's not the part to smoke. But yeah, so how I got into this, honestly, there wasn't really much feminine pieces, and I honestly just wanted to throw the feminine in everyone's face, and that's why you see all these little flowers and Hello Kitty and
So you're doing a mixture of both. You're buying products that you're just reselling as well as
making them,
enhancing them as well.
As making them, yeah. So I try to get into glass blowing, but that's a bit of a challenge to get someone to sit down and teach me. There's not really any classes. This whole community, they're artists, right? They're not there to, they don't really care. They're like, whatever about your business, lady. But, so I tried. I at least got, I think, one session with my girl Zoe. She's actually a really cool local artist. And I think if I had the resources to be like, hey, let's go, it would, that would be a thing. But so I ended up getting into ceramics, and I mastered that last summer. And so here's some of this is a hand-built one. This is a donut pipe. And so my daughter etched our names on the bottom.
Is this the Homer?
Yeah, there you go, Simpson? The Homer Simpson donut. I think his is pink, though. And then, this is another piece that I made. This is Hello Kitty. This is more slip cast, and so and that's the idea. My challenge was, this, like I said, this takes a long time, but what I wanted to do is really just hand make things like this or whatever I want to hand make, and then there's a way to build plaster casting, and then you literally just pour
make the first one.
You make the first one, and that's it. You just reproduce it, right? So that was another, strategy that I was thinking about doing on getting into stores, because honestly, the big dream is to be in like every store and be a kind of household name in that industry.
So were you did you take artists?
No. I was slanging servers before I started doing this, man. Are you kidding me? No, honestly, this was the funny part about it, because as I'm making it, I'm like, I just came from tech, like sitting down at the table with CEOs and CTOs, and here I am, doing arts and crafts. That's literally what it feels like, freaking arts and crafts. But the interest and the excitement, and even, I was invited to do this really big event with some of the biggest names that are out there. And so I was nervous because I had no idea how people were going to receive Candy Clouds. And Grab Labs, the head of business development, literally stopped in her tracks and was like, what is this? So there's some big players out there that are like, who is this girl? What is she doing? But at the same time, they're like, whatever. Who cares? But yeah, so that's where I'm at, my friend. That's what I'm doing. And then my day job, I'm in AI, so we
talk AI a lot.
Yeah, so I've been learning about that, which is, like I said, I was hesitant to get back into corporate just because, when you start doing your own thing, it's a little hard. And by the way, the corporate that I'm in, it's like very regimen. You clock in, you can't be a second late. But it's honestly been good for me because I have perfect attendance. I have like high scores, and I'm like, okay, if this doesn't work out, I still have something in the tech game, right?
Well, with this, as long as you're taking steps every day, moving forward. Excuse me. It only stops if you stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me.
Hopefully the dream, not even hopefully, the dream is to literally have, a lot of the people that I worked with in the the local pop-ups, they're all artists, right? And you just see the talent, and just like we did with Coach to Revenue, we knew that these tech guys starting in tech, or you're trying to build a tech business, they hated sales. The same thing with art, right? That's not their forte. They don't care about sales. They don't even want to talk to a salesperson. Yeah. So I kind of I started to work with, some other locals to build what we call a tiny business conference. And so part of that is kind of like a geekdom, right? Just giving the resources to people looking to start their business and giving them very easy checklists of, how to, go about different things, whether it's your marketing, whether it's finances, whether it's, how to present your products, because you see a lot of them, they just put it on a table and you're like, man, your stuff is really pretty, maybe, but anyways, yeah. So those are just different things that I've noticed, I guess, as I started this business, is there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of talent out there, and people like me, we don't have a whole lot of resources, so it's one of those things that we're just trying to, make what we do.
Yeah, because it always comes down, and I thought, like you said, you had like someone going out there and get you into other stores. Mm-hmm. Being in a lot of stores is great if you have a lot of product and everything, but making sure you have enough product put in there, because at the end, that's where your lead generation is. It always comes down to the market, to lead generation, and yours is a retail product, whether it's online or into a smoke shop.
Right.
And it's funny because smoke shops are like, I don't know, some like some of the old ones like Planet K. I think they're all shutting down.
Well, because they've realized like you can't just put your stuff out there anymore and people will come. Like there's so many head shops out there on every single corner.
Too many.
And so like even at that, you have to, stand out. And so that's part of really what I wanted to bring because, what I've noticed is, my products bring many people of all, statuses, all races, all ages. As a matter of fact, there's this Texas housewives that are all women over 60, married to federal agents, and they're really like pretty legit women, and it's the stigma that's around smoking that people have an issue with. But I think I'm not here to promote smoking because that's not really what it's about. I mean, me, it's just art. I know that this was something that there was a gap in the industry. Of course, I like smoking, but of course, responsibly. But at the end of the day, you hear so many stories. Like I would go to some of these, events where they're hoping to not ban, THC, and they tell stories about, look, I wanted to kill myself, and someone just was like, it's okay, here, just hit this. They never hit it, and literally their life has changed because of cannabis. And there's others that it's not psychoactive, so you can smoke where CBD that does not have like any THC or any psychoactive.
And that's the thing is like when it comes to like when they're looking at banning it and making it illegal again or whatever, is that I've looked at this impact of people that are small business owners. I do think that there should be a little bit more regulation, but that's on I'm talking about like on how many head shops and how many vape shops and everything like. And that's a city kind of ordinance thing. Like we don't need 20 on every street. Like
no.
If we can say that you can only have 2 Airbnbs in any one neighborhood, then we should be able to say you can only have 2 vape shops on Calabria.
Right.
And instead of like 100, it's like, but those saying it's like if you ban it, like you cut out so many small business owners.
Yeah, there was a lot of
which these
people
just
that were going to lose. Yeah,
there's a lot of people that are going to lose their business from big businesses all the way down to small little retail shops.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's important for them to go back to the drawing board because, like I mentioned earlier, is like that was a loophole. Like THC and them selling THCA and selling Delta 8 and Delta 9, those are all loopholes that was not included. So they're like, let's just jump on it. But of course, they knew at some point, it was going to be regulated. Yeah, which is right now is the time. So I think.
And I'm more on the opposite. The thing is, like, all of those loopholes, to me, it's just. They're changing the chemical just a hair this or that way and everything like that. And it's like, man, if you just like not do that and just let it be legal, then people can like just take what's grown out of the ground and like not have to do this little mad scientist shit to like figure this out and stuff like that. Just make it nice and easy and everything. But we'll see, because Trump, good, bad, or indifferent, is looking at the classification of it like. If they can reclassify it on a federal level, it'll make things a little bit easier. They just need some continuity across the country. I hate when we have different laws in our states. And it's like
it's very different. It's interesting.
It's stupid.
It is. It's crazy. But I think it is best for them to go back and just, because all these things that are in the smoke shops, you don't know what's in it. There's like HACP and like you name all. So it's interesting, the game now.
That stuff scares me. Like when they start being too scientific.
Yeah, right. And I'm glad they didn't, one, I think that's important, but two, also I'm glad they didn't ban it, because eventually these people are going to go to the black market, and that's even worse, right? Like not knowing what.
It's cheaper. I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, they don't know. Some of these kids don't know what they're smoking. Yeah. Again, not kids, people. But yeah, so.
Well, it does become a problem, like the vape pens and stuff like that in schools and things.
I think just education around it. Yeah, like speaking of, I had a friend that her son had a vape in high school, and like that's a federal offense. So that means.
That's a big time.
That's a big time. And he got suspended from school. He had to go to alternative school for a little bit. So for me, it was not necessarily promoting smoking weed. It was really the art. But I do know the benefits of it. But I also wanted to make sure that the education around smoking and what the laws are also important because, that's not what we want to do.
But the thing is, like, I think that they put too much onus on people in the industry to, like, make sure that kids or whatever, which I get, but, like, kids have been drinking alcohol forever. And it's, I think overall alcohol's worse. I think at a younger age, cannabis is probably worse just because of your frontal lobe development and things like they say and everything. You should probably wait till you're like 23, 24 years old.
Yeah, no underage anything. But yes, yeah. But I see what you mean. There's a lot of different... look, there's benefits, right? Would you want your kid to be on, some antidepressants versus something that's natural? So there's, things like that. But I, for sure, would rather them go through the process of figuring out what's right and, just like every other medicine, but really, evaluate it for, people that may not want to take like some prescription drugs that are needed, So there's just a lot of benefits to it. But yeah, it's been an interesting, trust me, going to the tech conferences that I used to go to, and then you come to these conferences, you're like, wow, Snoop Dogg has a table, Hulk Hogan is selling vapes now. I'm like, what? Mike Tyson has vapes, and I mean,
Hulk's not doing it no more. Huh?
No,
I know, that's right. He just passed away. Oh man, I know. But yeah, it's interesting. As a matter of fact, if you want to come with me, you should come. There's a big event coming up in next month. As a matter of fact, September 9, 10 through 11. It's a big cannabis conference that for the first time they're having in Texas. At least Champs. Champs is the name of it. So you should check it out if you really want to see it. It's in Austin. Yeah.
Makes more sense.
Yeah, but it's a pretty interesting game, man. I mean, there's a lot of money in it, but I do see... What was that?
One of our friend, I wonder if he's going to be there at that.
Probably, yeah, likely. It's anyone in the cannabis industry, I'm sure, should be there in Texas because it's pretty big.
So is that a national thing?
It is a national thing, yes.
It's interesting that having it here in Texas with it, and it's not.
Yeah, they planned it right before that whole.
Have it.
Yeah, but no, he vetoed the bill, so we'll see what happens after.
Well, for now, we'll see.
Yeah, yeah.
He had a lot of pushback. Like most of the people in the country, in the state, are for it. I think they said like 66% is for it. But the so what's next for Candy Clouds then?
Well, as long as I'm still broke, I think I'm going to continue to buy pieces and just do what I can, work my day job. I mean, but literally, honestly, the dream is, like I said, is really to take it, mass produce different products. I mean, like I said, we make earrings. These, I think, could be like the bougie line, a little more expensive line, and we can still continue to do that. But I would like to, customize. Thank you. Yeah, eventually customize my my own products to where, we can get into all the stores and sell to whole. We got into some wholesalers too, and one. But I mean, that's just, look, think about it. That was just San Antonio, and I grew this company we got into 22 stores. We were only doing markets in downtown San Antonio at First Friday and maybe just a couple of little ones outside. And so the success, I mean, we got into the San Antonio Magazine, top 10 things to do for the weekend, because I put together this roller skating event, which was going back to the mental health, exercising, music, community. So we actually have an event, like I said, the September 20th, so continuing to do that. November,
and you're going to have a booth and everything?
I will have a booth. I'm actually managing all the vendors, so I'll be there helping coordinate things. And then my friend Vanessa, she has a skating event that we're doing together with another gentleman. You met the guy, Daniel, from Chiba Hut. That was setting up. He doesn't work there, but he's the guy that does their open mic night. So anyways, we have a couple of really cool events, and what's interesting about what my friend is doing is just, the community is just growing in different ways, and we now have a group of people that, we can collaborate together, figure out just ways to get your mind off a lot of the drama you're going through. Because think about it, a lot of us don't have a lot of resources that maybe some of us in the rack-based community had, and it's just, we got to stick together. We got to figure out how to help each other out. And so that's really what we're doing, is all of us are just scrapping financially and just still continuing to move and, hope things get better. But it has been, and I'm really proud. If anything, I'm very proud of all of us, Sergeant Remo, my girl Vanessa, her husband, Gio, who also is a huge musician. He actually hangs out and works with a lot of Selena's nephew. It's her brother's son. And so a lot of really good things in this group and community have been going well for us. It's just one of those like, okay, when is it going to happen? But we're still positive. We're still really trying to, keep it going. We have no choice, right? We have kids to take care of. But the great thing is that we're in positive spirits and we're all supporting each other and just really trying to keep it going.
So if somebody wants to get buy their products online, where do they go?
Well, you can find me at candyclouds.official. That's on Instagram. Because of the resources, my website is down right now. But I am, you can basically send us a message on Instagram. But Saturday and Sundays, I will be at a shop. It's called CBD City. It's 1106 Austin Highway. So I'm there 10 to 5 p.m. and we'll have my products there. And if there's anything you guys are interested in that you see online, you're welcome to reach out to me. That's what it is right now. So hopefully, yeah. And then glasspass.com, that's one part of the challenge, which is how I started learning more about the tech side is, I don't know if you remember, setting up a smoke shop online, you have to have a specific merchant provider. So Shopify isn't going to process all your payments because high risk. You're in that high risk category, just like guns and ammo and all the other products like that. So so we had to kind of take a step back from doing online. GlassPass is one that allows, people to smoke paraphernalia or sell paraphernalia. So, but yeah, that's where I'll be at for now.
Either that or build out your own shopping cart kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I had a whole Shopify account and yeah, I guess I can do that as well. But the merchant provider is still going to be a thing. So that's the challenge for a lot of the cannabis business owners. There's not only there's a lot of challenges. So it's not an industry for someone that, wants to have it like an easy glide.
But it's still like it's a new industry in a lot of ways that there's a lot of opportunities moving forward and stuff like that.
That's right. Yes.
So candyclouds.official on Instagram is the place.
Candyclouds.official, or you can go to CBD City on Austin Highway, 1106 Austin Highway for now. Be there on the weekends. And just stay tuned. If you follow us on Instagram, we have a lot of, updates coming up with events. And then hopefully, getting back on track, I'll have a website up again.
I'm sure.
And we'll get back into stores for sure. I've actually, Cozy Cannabis, which is my dream store. If you've ever been to this one in Austin, I mean, it's beautiful. It's like a beautiful boutique that's, it's pretty massive. They have a whole venue upstairs, and they reached out to me like a couple weeks ago, or last week actually, and they were like, hey, why don't we have your stuff in our store? So that gives me hope, and I know that there's a future continuing for Candy Clowns. Yeah, I mean, that's a big store. So if you have people from Grab Labs and some of these other big players in the industry, I mean, we're hoping things go well. So
very cool.
Thank you for having me, by the way.
Well, there's a couple questions that we have for you.
Please.
The first question we ask everybody is, what is your go-to breakfast taco place in San Antonio?
Oh my gosh. It used to be Lula's right at downtown, but now it's been Bill Miller's because it's on the way.
The breakfast isn't bad though.
It's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
It's not too bad. Yes.
But there's got to be another place in between. But that's okay. We won't judge you for
I live
Bill
in
Miller's.
Converse, so if you guys know something that's on the way to Converse, going towards New Braunfels, because that's where I work, you let me know. But I go down 1604 straight to 35. So if you have any recommendations, I'm open. I just moved out there.
Converse. Just find a Whataburger, that little triangle building that now says Sabor.
Okay. Will do.
If it's an old Whataburger place and they sell tacos, then it's good breakfast tacos.
Okay, sounds good.
And the second thing that we always ask is favorite hamburger. What's your favorite burger place for San Antonio?
Oh boy. I haven't even eaten a hamburger in forever, but I did like, oh my gosh, is it Chris Madrid's that was on?
Yep.
Okay, so that's one.
That's
and is it something boy?
Burger Boy.
Burger Boy.
They just burned the original one. Just had a huge fire down on St. Mary's.
Didn't the other Chris Madrid's have the same issue?
Yeah, and then they sold a lot of grease fires in the burger industry because they don't.
You got to clean your vents.
Got to clean your vents, which means they don't clean other stuff too.
Oh, scary.
That's where the flavor comes from.
Hey, they say like the best burger places, like they have like the griddle has been there forever, and it's like it's just reused.
I mean, think about all that grease. Yeah,
that's the flavor.
So what's the third question?
That's it. There's just two.
Oh, there's two. Okay.
Three would be way too much.
Yeah.
The third one was about you, and that was like at the beginning. So that's the first question is tell us about yourself.
Honestly. So can I ask you guys a question?
Certainly.
What is your favorite place to have a taco?
There's a little place on Rigsby and 410 called La Montanita. That's my favorite spot.
Got it.
Taco Vallarta on Broadway.
Okay, awesome.
All day long.
And I have another question. So,
Burger is Mr. Juicy all day long. Andrew Weissman, shout out, baby. It's my buddy.
My question is, so when you guys are feeling like crap, what is it that you do to make yourself feel better?
Like feel like crap's like sick?
Just like, like just mood. You're just feeling depressed. You're feeling like life is shitty. What is it that you do to make you like, I'm going to be okay? Do you look at yourself in the mirror and talk to yourself? You got this, Ken.
That's a good question. Like,
I don't have time to feel that way.
That's my strategy. That's what I've been doing. Don't have time to even focus.
And then once I get too overwhelmed, I'll just go down to the coast and like the water just.
Okay, so the water's for you.
I love the beach. I like now that like it's funny because like work is so busy right now, like very busy.
Yeah.
And like that is like the best thing. And it's one of the things that I never really would have thought before because now it's really for myself.
Yeah.
Like I've worked for other people and like this and that and everything, but like we're truly building a business for ourselves now. And it's so rewarding. And you can see like when you're building a business and you kind of really got it mapped in, trust me, like at the beginning, it was like, holy shit, what's going on? How are we going to get there? What are we doing? And then 6 months goes by, then another 6 months goes by, and it's like, man, it didn't feel like we were making progress, but we did this, and this.
Yeah.
And all of it is, we talk about 1% better every day. It's like, just as long as you make a step forward. And Brad sent out a great meme the other day that has like 7 smiley faces, and some were full and some weren't, and some were like, and it's, but and there were 7 Monday through Sunday, right?
7 circles.
7 circles, and it's like, what does a perfect day look like? And it's not 100% full every day. Some days it's only you only did 10% of the things that you probably should have done, but like that's okay because you did 10%.
As long as it's one thing,
just
it's
consistency.
very true.
Just consistency, and
consistency is not 100% every day.
Yeah, and that's okay, but to be consistent. And that's kind of what I did, like leading to meeting you guys, right? It's just, I knew I had to, work 7 days a week, but I would go home and I was like, just an hour, do an hour.
Yeah.
And it might go into 3 hours, but at least I knew my schedule was like, when you get home, you have to make some things.
And you force yourself into finding better ways, like getting out there and getting stores to want your products and stuff. Now they go, okay, I got a new challenge. I have to figure out how to fill these orders so that I can sell them.
Yeah.
And so that's the part that keeps you going. It's like, okay, if I keep improving these systems and processes and put it down into where they're outlined, they're written down, that if I do this on a daily basis, then these things will happen.
Right.
You just kind of outline those things, and it's...
Yeah, it works out. That's exactly what it is. It's just being consistent. Okay, so you said working, and you said being out in the water.
I spend all my time with my kids.
That's awesome.
Like everything, like I don't have any other time.
Yeah.
Like my days are my kids and my grandbaby. Sometimes.
Gotcha.
Sachi Max.
And what other exciting things, since you guys have been interviewing a bunch of people in San Antonio, with like cool things are happening in the city?
Project Marvel.
Project Marvel?
Yeah.
That's the
Spurs Arena downtown.
Spurs Arena. Like, that's the most interesting thing going on in the city, like fighting, in the mayor fighting with Spurs Jesus.
Oh my God, Spurs Jesus. I actually, when I was working at Rackspace, he hung out at my house one time because like I had this really pretty place at the Vistanas downtown. And anyways, he came and partied with us. And now he blew up, apparently.
He's supposed to come on the podcast.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I think I have pictures
He's
of
ghosting us. Don't ghost us, Spurs Jesus.
That's hilarious.
Well, Candy Crush .official
Candy Clouds.
Candy Clouds. Candy Crush, holy shit. It's okay.
It's okay.
If people are still watching at this point of the video, then like they
get the point.
They get the point.
Yeah. Wait. So, are you guys just like film the whole thing, and that's do you edit it at all?
It gets edited like here and there and everything,
Yeah,
and then like shorts. We'll have like little snippets and stuff that'll go out. So like,
okay, cool.
Well, Eric will edit.
Yeah. Thank you guys
Catch
so
you guys
much.
on the next one.
Appreciate
Like and subscribe.
it.